energy, security, economy, and community. So, my name is Bill Worsham. I think I'll introduce me quickly, but just to give you an idea of where I'm coming from, for the past 30 years, I've been a civil engineer working in, the engineering practice. And if that sounds boring to you, my hobbies are racing sailboats that top out at about 7 miles per hour and reading everything I can about the history of economics. So, it's kind of a subdued lifestyle, but that's where I come from. And what I want to get to is try to be a facilitator of a project that can help individuals do these things and achieve these goals in freedom. And I had, as I was thinking about what I wanted to say, I found a quote. I enjoy collecting quotes. But Leonard Reed had this to say about freedom. He said, whatever the results of freedom, they would be more consistent with human rights, more prosperous, more creative, and more orderly than anything that the state could manufacture through coercion. And so that's kind of a principle here. And what I hope y'all will take away from this is that there are people right now, and in fact right here, that are creating spaces that can allow you as individuals to do these things, and hopefully give you a head start and a roadmap. And I enjoyed, y'all were just talking about the healthy buildings. And I think what we're after here is, what we've already done is try to create a space that gives everyone the elbow room to do these types of creative projects in a place that has wonderful natural resources like this spot, in a place that we actually have a chance and a hope and a plan to have a governance structure that honors freedom.
Woo!
As opposed to any of those examples that I just named in that second list. And then bring together the human capital, the people that can help make this happen. And I think we have done that here, and I think what we've got going is a kind of a roadmap and a plan, and what it's evolving into, and some of you guys can maybe add to this list, but we're looking at healthy buildings, regenerative agriculture, education, and technology as some of the cornerstones for what we're trying to do. And so with that, I kind of want to explain, this is not only possible in the world and possible in Central Texas, but it's happening right now, and it's happening right here in Kingsbury, Texas.
Woo!
And over the course of the last several years, in looking for space to do something like this, I was able last year to acquire the property that's beyond the back fence here. And it's a blank slate. It's almost 200 acres of pasture land, and it connects to this fantastic space. And it's not beyond the realm of possibility that this actual space where you're sitting will become a part of this vision of this community that we're talking about. And these are the guys: Haven Earth, Live Free Academy, that you'll hear from later, and some other badasses around here. I feel like I'm just a facilitator here, but the people that are coming around and coming together around this project are absolutely amazing. And I hope if you take anything away from everything I've just said, it's that you will take advantage of the fact that these folks are here this weekend and ask some more questions and learn from them and be inspired to, as John Bush says, not be a person that complains about stuff, but a person that gets stuff done.
Mm-hmm. Get shit done. We're the get shit done team. But
yeah,
you know,
thank you,
I
guys.
just want to acknowledge you, Bill, for actually taking action. And that's the first step, because none of us would be here without you making that first step. And so recognizing your leadership and your intuition and knowing to make this come together. And it's just all serendipitous. When we met Bill last spring, he was talking about, everybody's looking at the land, they're like, well, there's no trees on it. There's nothing there, it's just cows. But he had the vision of what was possible. And I think it's really important to really be able to have that vision, and then to engage others in that vision. And together, what has happened as a result of that is just beyond all of our imaginations together. It's just been phenomenal. So grateful for you for actually making that first step, because the first step is so important. So that's the property that we're talking about. If anybody is interested in learning more,
Yay!
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bill.
Bill.
If interested in learning more about the investment around that,
Bill will be over there with us as well.
or the residential aspect of that, we are having an open house on Sunday. It's a 5 to 7. It's an invitation only for members. We function as a private membership association, which is a PMA. And the way we were working this is the land is going into a trust. So we're really not just about building a development, but building a new model in all ways. So that's some of what we'll talk about more for those of you that are interested, and you can also come and see us at the Cabana. The other pieces that I wanted to just kind of end with, other than that, is this is the build. We're building a 550 square foot casita for the workshop, and again, you can see all of the portfolios and designs over there. Anything you want to say about the workshop specifically?
Yeah, I mean, the workshop, as you can see, this lovely rabble who came to Blanco, Texas earlier this year. It's an awesome opportunity for people to come together, and it's kind of like, festivals are great, all these things are amazing, but when we actually work together, when we create together, when we do the work and show up, that's when real community comes about, because we really get to see everyone's mettle at that time. And the great thing about the workshop is that we had a 14-year-old girl come down from Canada with her dad. She's our youngest certified hemp builder. 3 weeks she was in it every day, showing up, using the power tools, getting guided. We had 70-year-olds. It's a big, diverse crowd. It's not just for builders. You don't necessarily need building experience, although we do like people with experience. It's all like load a little lighter. And really what I'm looking for is a team. I'm looking to build a team, because without people with skills and the will, we're just fantasizing. So that's how we're going to build out these places. And what I saw in the construction industry was a massive gap that wasn't being leveraged, is that the energy it takes to build something is wasted right now in the construction industry. How we see it is that the build process becomes the tool, becomes the education, becomes the way of creating community. Not afterwards when you hand over the keys. That's not when community starts. Community starts when we start building. And that's when people start coming together and showing up. And I traveled through Russia and spent time in the Anastasia communities in Russia. In Russia, there's 30,000 villages that have been abandoned. There's over 25,000 with less than 2 people in them. There's 600 eco-communities that were started in the 90s with the Anastasia book series. Very few successes. The reason, most people are idealistic. They have this ideal about running away from the system, and we'll go back to nature and we'll sing Kumbaya around the fireplace, and everybody will the food will grow itself pretty much, because we're so in tune with it. And the reality is very different. The reality is that when you get there, you need money, you need materials, you need labor, you need to do things. And that's what breaks the community apart, is when they don't think about these things, when they don't put in place economic abundance and a way to develop their property, connect to the wider community. We don't come into Kingsbury thinking that we're going to build an exclusive getaway intentional community. No, we're just creating something that's going to be a hub here, and we're connecting with the wider community because it's valuable for all of them, and we want to be an asset in this town. And that's what Bill's been doing from the beginning, is connecting with the
Building the
local
relationships.
building officials and many other things. And
Yeah, our friends at Habitable Spaces, they do the full moon farm-to-table dinners, and there's so many people that are buying lands. It's really important to develop those relationships and connect. I do want to say the one thing that everybody said when they came to our workshop is that they thought they were coming to a hemp building workshop, and it was so much more. We do have a real focus on the youth, so if anybody knows any homeschooling families out there with young people that would be interested in this, please reach out to us for that too. And then this aspect of community and relationships that River's talking about, we have two websites. havenearth.biz is for our, the consulting and the training. But if you go to havenearth.net, that is our version of Freedom Cell platform where we're connecting people around regenerative solutions, and that's our PMA membership, and that's where you can connect with other people. This is the first of many hubs that's coming. We're creating a duplicatable, scalable model. So we're looking at lands in different areas. If that is something that you're interested in, definitely come see us or John and Rebecca that are right next to us. And I'm really thrilled and honored to
I just say one thing.
Yeah.
If you want to get on our mailing list to make it simple,
yeah.
text HEMP, H-E-M-P, to 66866. That's HEMP to 66866. And you'll see that magic happens where in tune with technology.
We'll stay in touch.